Today happens to be a particular time of the year where love abounds. If you check your date, you discover that today, as the time of making this video, it is February 14th. And you all know what it means now. It's a season of love, the Valentine's Day. Alright? So now, today happens to be the best time to talk about a very crucial topic. Okay? Many people get married for several reasons. One of them could be love. It could be for companionship, for protection, for procreation, for several reasons. And none of these persons ever envisaged the likelihood of dissolution of marriage. None of them ever prayed for their marriage to come to an end. Okay? So that's why you see that upon marriage, you see that some women, some wife will go about contributing money with the husband in a bid to acquire property. I've seen several cases where the woman and the man will contribute money together to buy a land, to buy a building, and so on and so forth. So in this case, how, if there happens to be a dissolution of marriage, how would this property be shared among these two people? So the question that really comes to mind is this: if a wife jointly contributes money with her husband to acquire a particular property, and then is unable to prove that she contributed this money, will she still be awarded this property or a share of this property upon dissolution of marriage? And then how will she be able to prove that she actually contributed money or money worth in a bid to get to jointly own this property with the husband? So now the position of law is this: the law assumes that properties that are being acquired during a matrimonial during the pendency of a matrimonial or marriage is seen to be that of the husband. Is an assumption which can be rebutted. Okay, so now for a woman or a wife to be able to prove that she jointly acquired property with the husband, she has to take necessary documentation of such properties. She has to, whenever she's contributing towards the acquisition of this property, she has to keep proper records of this contribution. Okay, for instance, when if she's writing a check, she has to keep record of that check. Okay, whichever thing she's contributing, she has to keep record of whatever it is she's contributing. All right, because if she chooses to rely on oral evidence in court, the court won't give it high value based on the fact that it will be seen as an afterthought. It's simply from the place of a heartbroken person. All right, so more weight is being given to records of transaction or records of contribution. All right, so now there are a lot of cases that have happened in Nigeria that goes to show that if you have a proper record, you can claim the property that you can claim a part or a share of the property that you jointly bought with your husband. All right, and also there are cases that shows that when there is no proper record, it will be hard to prove that you jointly acquire a property with your husband. Now, some time ago, this is a true life case that happened in Nigeria. Some time ago, a man, he sold his property, more like a building, to the respondent. Meanwhile, the house was habited by the wife. The wife was still staying there when he sold the property. So now when the buyer came to claim the property, he discovered that the wife was there, and he tried to to sue for a declaration of title, all right, to claim ownership of that particular building. So he started an action against the wife in court. He sued the wife in court in a declaration that the property has been transferred, the title to the property has been transferred to him as the buyer. Now, it was later discovered that the wife contributed in the building of that particular house. She contributed several things such as the sand and some other things she contributed in building the house. But she was unable to prove that she contributed all these things in building the house. She wasn't able to prove it. And that was how the court granted title to the buyer. All right. So there are also several cases that similar things have happened in Nigeria before. Okay. There's a similar one that happened. The woman contributed. It happened several months ago. She contributed 6,000 naira in a bid to, assist the husband in jointly building of a particular house. And then during the dissolution of the marriage, she sought to claim a share of the building. But the court said no. You didn't provide any substantial evidence to back up your claim. So there's no way we could, grant you a share of this property. So if you are a woman or a wife who jointly acquired property with your husband, it is important you take proper record of the expenses you've done on that particular building or project. Like I rightly said, the record could be, you keep writing those things down you've bought. If it's a transfer, you keep the receipts. If it's a check, you keep the receipts. Okay, because all these things are substantial evidence that the court will give more weight when it's being presented to them. All right. So see you when I see you again. I think that'll be all for today. See you when I see you in my channel again, and do well to subscribe to this channel, share to your friends and well wishers, and